It's really crispy and a bit more chewy. When it's super hot, it's gonna really kill you. Hello everyone, welcome to Jung's Table. And today we have a snack that's both delicious and symbolic, and it's called Susu Bukkumi. In English, it's called a sorghum pancake, and inside there's a red bean filling. So today, let's dig into the history and see how it's made and how it tastes like. So first of all, to go over sorghum, it's more common in like the finished form, if you know what I mean, and you might have seen it once or twice. And in Africa, they make fermented flatbreads with it, and then there is an African traditional food called fufu, I think. And then some people make that fufu with sorghum. And in China, they make koreanfood. I don't know how you call it in English, but it's like that Chinese traditional, very strong alcohol. It's that white one, usually the small and skinny. And they make that koreanfood with the sorghum. And in the US and Europe, it's used as a gluten-free flour packed with fibers and antioxidants. But in Korea, sorghums were used more as the grain form itself. And then they used it to replace rice where it was hard to grow. So like in mountains or areas with poor soil and drought-prone areas. And we have many food made out of sorghum in Korea, and one of them is sorghum rice and sorghum porridge, and we have some desserts like sorghum rice cakes called Susu Gyeongdan, and then today the snack called Susu Bukkumi. Now in Korea, we believe that this red color wards off the evil spirit, so it's often shown in baby's first birthday or ancestral rituals. For the babies, we wish for their long life, and for the ancestral rituals, we wish that they're just in a good place without any evil spirits. And it's pretty simple to make it as well. So first of all, you'll take the sorghum flour and mix it with some hot water and salt, and then you will roll it up and make it into flat little disc-shaped batter. And then on top of it, you will add the red bean paste and fold it like this, just like a half moon shape, and then you will just pan fry it. Today I just brought the frozen ones, so all we have to do is just heat the skillet and just pan fry them. So first I'll add up some oil and then turn the stove on. And you want to put like a generous portion of the oil and then wait until it heats up. There are also several different variations to the Susu Bukkumi. Some of the differences are in the stuffings and some of them are in the batter itself. So one of the variation is instead of the red bean, you put mung bean, so you will have the green bean paste. And for the batter, instead of the sorghum, some people use rice flour for that more chewy texture, or you can just add some like corn or pumpkin or any like veggies that are kind of sweet to add that natural sweet flavor to it. And now, since I think the pan is heated up, let's add it. Because you want it like to fully like soak in the oil, almost if it's deep fried. And you just gotta wait until it's get like the toasty and crunchy on the other side, and just flip it once or twice so it just doesn't burn. And how you make it is very similar to other Korean style pancakes, where you just have to add a lot of oil and then put the batter on and just flip it once or twice until it's done. And then the important thing is you really want the outside to be really crispy. Now, do you hear that sizzling sound? Because of this sound, some people like to eat it when it's like raining on a fall day. So I think it's done. And let me just grab one, and before you eat it, you have to punch some holes and get the heat some out of it. So otherwise, I bet you're gonna burn your tongue. Like, as you can see, it's really crispy and toasty on the outside, but inside, it's a bit more chewy. And when you have the bite into it, you get into that fully packed red bean paste. So it's like earthy, nutty on the outside, but very sweet on the inside. I guess if you had like the Japanese taiyaki or Korean version of 붕어빵, it tastes pretty much the same. Now when you just cooked it, you have to wait for it until it chills out, because as you can see, when you see all the steam coming out of it, when you first eat it, when it's super hot, this red bean paste is gonna really kill you. So it's good when it's hot, but it's a little better when it kind of cools down. And when you eat a couple of these at once, you might get a little like stuffy and a little thirsty from that all thick red bean paste. And then my favorite option is get that ice cold shike. And today I brought something more easily accessible and what you can easily find in Korean convenience store. I have the 옥수수 수염차. The literal translation is corn silk tea, and it's because it's made out that like the silky hair from the corn cob. Now this is more like light and very refreshing, and this is caffeine free and sugar free, so like you can eat it anytime you want without any like worrying about caffeine or like that too much sugar in those other teas. No, it's not one of those dishes you can commonly find in Korea, but there is one that I know of, and then that's in Gwangjang Market. There's an old lady in the food stall that sells this Susu Bukkumi with that ice cold shik I just mentioned about. And whenever I pass by that food stall, it kind of reminds me of my grandmother cooking this for me, so I can't stop by. I always buy several packs and come back home and share with my whole family. And I think that's kind of like what kind of food this Susu Bukkumi is. It's more than just like a simple snack, but it has that like the nostalgic vibe and that comfortable memory with your family because you cook it during your Korean holidays sometimes because of the half moon shape and then the symbol of the red color. And you have it on the baby's birthday, so it's also a celebration. So yeah, because of those kind of memories, I think that this has more like that sense of bringing you back to the past. So I think that was it for today's episode with Susu Bukkumi, and I really strongly recommend you to try it when you visit Gwangjang Market. So thank you for watching today, and like and subscribe for more videos like this if you like today's video. Thank you!